Before history wrote your names in ink, the Dahomey warriors carved theirs in blood. They were women, flesh and fire, trained to kill, sworn to protect, and forbidden to love. Not servants, not wives, soldiers. The elite all-female military of the kingdom of Dahomey, what the world will later call the Amazons of Africa. But they were not myth. They were real, and this is where their story begins. In the 1700s, the kingdom of Dahomey, rising in present-day Benin, was expanding fast under ruthless kings. War was constant, enemies surrounded them, and the king needed more than men to hold the kingdom together. So the unthinkable happened. A woman stepped forward and challenged a king, not with words but with blood. Her name was Nawi, and with her came a new order. Nawi was born under a blood moon, her mother screaming into the night like thunder calling thunder. The old midwife whispered, "This one is different. Her cry sounds like war." Nawi grew up chasing snakes and climbing trees taller than fear. When boys threw stones at her, she caught them and threw them back harder. When men tried to tame her, she spat at their feet. One day, her village was raided by a rival kingdom. She returned home from the river to find her mother dead, her sister taken, her home burned to ash. She did not weep. She walked into the flames, found a spear among the dead, and carved the message into the earth. This is not the end. This is the beginning. She walked barefoot for days until she reached the palace of the king of Dahomey. The guards laughed at the ash-covered girl with fire in her eyes. Then she spoke. "I have no dowry, no father, no husband. I bring only death to your enemies. Take me or fear me." The king, intrigued, ordered a test. 5 of his best warriors were summoned to a sand circle. Now he defeated them all, her eyes never blinking, her lips never smiling. And so, the king made her the first of her kind, a woman soldier. Soon came others. Adama, who fought off raiders with a pestle. Zwanon, a healer who poisoned invaders with herbs. Pele, a mute girl whose blade spoke louder than any voice. They trained under the moon in the forest's belly. They ran until their feet bled, fought until their arms gave out, screamed until silence feared them. Then came the oath of the Red River. Each woman stood at the water's edge, caught her palm and said, "My body is not for pleasure. My womb is not for birth. I belong to Dahomey. My life is war. My death is glory." And the river drank their blood, and the spirits of the forest howled their approval. The king named them the Mino, our mothers, not for birthing children, but for birthing fear in the hearts of their enemies. They trained in the ghost forest where spirits of dead warriors whispered advice. They learned to track with the silence of shadows and strike with the speed of lightning. Birds stopped singing when the Mino passed. One day, word came of an enemy army, 10,000 strong, marching towards Dahomey. The men were afraid, but the Mino stood at the border, all 200 of them. Nawi led them. "They come with numbers," she said, "but we come with purpose. We fight not because we hate them. We fight because we love what we protect." The battle lasted 3 days and 3 nights. When the smoke cleared, vultures circled the bodies of the enemy. Only 40 Mino survived, but none retreated. The kingdom was safe, and the people began to whisper a new prophecy. So long as the daughters of the leopard breathe, Dahomey shall not fall. The world beyond Dahomey grew hungry. Ships came like hungry wolves, carrying pale-faced men with metal teeth and soft voices. They smiled and offered guns, cloth, mirrors, and lies. The king traded. The men hesitated. But the Mino, they sharpened their blades. Soon, the pale men wanted more. Not trade, not land, not gifts. They wanted submission. The king called for the Mino, but Nawi had grown old. Her hair now white, her limbs slower. Still, she rose and she said, "This fight is not for me. It is for those yet unborn." So the Mino rode again. They faced cannons, guns that spat fire. They fell in hundreds, but none turned their back. Even when the palace burned, even when the sky rained lead, they screamed war songs to the heavens. And when Nawi fell, her sword broken, she plunged a dagger into her own heart and whispered, "We were never meant to live forever, only to remind them that we were here." The pale men built cities on the bones of kingdoms. They buried the stories, burned the names, called the Mino Amazons as if they were myth, as if they hadn't once been real enough to spill skulls with bare hands. But stories are stubborn. In every girl who walks with her head high, in every woman who chooses strength over silence, in every mother who teaches her daughter to fight, there is the echo of Nawi, the whisper of Adamma, the fury of the Mino. And in the deepest part of the ghost forest, where no man dares walk, they say the wind still carries their chants. We are the daughters of Dahomey. We are the blood of leopard. We are the storm that never passed.